Alright guys, so I am here today to talk to you about monopolies. And there are three things that are required in order for Monopoly to become a monopoly. The first thing being a single seller, such as this man from the Monopoly game. And those usually feature one person who runs everything. Cable companies have always had a slight monopoly ever since the beginning of TV, due to the fact that cable was needed in order for anyone to enjoy television. And another thing about single sellers, no one else would offer that service, or very few people would. Second thing is there would be no close substitutes, such as salt, since that is a substitute, we need it to sustain life on Earth. Without salt, we wouldn't probably last that much longer, so any salt corporations, places that make salt, sell salt, whatever it is that they do with it, they could very easily become a monopolizing company due to the fact no one else sells salt. And you can't substitute salt for anything else. Another thing about substitutions, in order for Monopoly to be a monopoly, there would have to be a lack of close or related goods. It'd be really hard to purchase or find those goods or the service from any other company, and nothing like it is really the same. The third thing is, it's difficult to enter the market. Monopoly can make a startup harder than usual by keeping his or her control on the market. So if their prices are really low, everyone would buy it. It'd be really hard for a company to just jump in. Same with if the prices were really high, it'd be really hard for any other company to just jump in and join the market. Now on to the four different types of monopolies. The first type is a natural monopoly, which is made possible by the economies of scale. They use resources more efficiently or effectively than others, and they need a large support in order to start up in the market. An example of a natural monopoly is beer. There is one main beer company, which is, or there are several actually, but the one that accounts for half of all the sales in the market is Anheuser, and currently other companies think that they're charging too much for beer, which is making them it's making them have trouble entering the market to be successful. And one of the beer companies that is mostly against Anheuser is Modula, which I could be pronouncing that completely wrong, but its bestseller is Corona beer, which lots have heard of. And supposedly Anheuser wants to control Modelo, and main brands account generally in the beer market 78% of sales, and the other 22% account for smaller brands that most of us probably and hopefully haven't heard of yet. But due to the fact there's few companies in the beer market, it's hard for anyone else to join in. Moving on. The second type of monopoly is geographical monopolies, where no one really wants to be in the area too much. You're not going to get that many people, no one's going to be coming or going regularly, and due to the fact there's very little resources, you'd have to get a monopoly started there just because people need to live. But it has been kind of challenged due to the fact there are more mobile businesses, such as this taco truck, or cupcake trucks, pizza trucks, hot dog trucks, anything really, and of course online sales to make it really easy for people to purchase goods and have them shipped overseas. The third type of monopoly is technology monopolies, such as patents and copyrights. Now with technology monopolies, there was always the issue of Apple. Apple, especially the iPhones, Apple has estimated the fact that since the release of their first iPhone to approximately somewhere 2007, they have sold 1.28 million iPhones. And to begin with, a little bit after, Apple and AT&T have always had rivalry issues or never got along too well, so Apple was using their powers of monopoly to persuade buyers to go with another cellular service aside from AT&T, making it difficult for AT&T users to update their software, which would put them behind in a lot of things. And since the first iPhone came out, there have been other smartphones, such as Androids, Blackberries, and whatnot. So Apple is a leading monopoly, but it is not the only one. The second part about technology monopolies is Google. Apparently, for any business, not being on the first few pages of Google when you search something can be devastating and makes it harder for other newses aside from the ones everyone's interested in to get ahead in the market. And Google is the main monopoly in the marketplace of ideas. And Google also makes a lot of money from advertising, and can easily, I guess, if a company pays them enough, make it to their front pages. There have been several controversies about that. The last type of monopoly is government monopoly. So just public utilities, like highway repairs. Caltrain, I guess, could be a government monopoly since the government funds it. State workers don't get paid too much, but they do a lot of good for us. Electrical companies, and of course, public education. And usually government will be the only seller of this product. They usually have support groups, public support, everyone supports them. And of course, since we're all in high school, public education is a very important thing, and most of us probably will be heading off to a public college within the near future. And to finish, these are our questions. What are the 4 types of monopolies? What causes there to be less geographical monopolies? How does difficult market entry relate to monopolies? And is public education a monopoly? And real quick, before I end this, I will show you our concept map. And here we go. And thank you.